trip. I'll show you around here a little bit. Yep, open field. It's going to get more excited as we go. Must be about the most dumbest clucks ever to exist in this life. Seriously. Okay. Let me go on ahead and explain myself. So, we are here at Lake Mineral Wells State Park and Trailway. And we have rented a shelter. Now, mind you, it was only like $36 a night. But it was a screened shelter. And that right there kind of tells me, like, okay, not something that you would have luxuries. But when you're camping out, you don't expect luxuries anyway, especially if you would choose to use a tent. Well, I can't do a tent because of my hips. I can't do bare floor because of my hips. I can't even do bare floor with carpet because of my hips. Yes, my hips are a big fat problem. So I would like to have a bed. Don't have a bed. Not even a blow-up mattress. Let me show you what $36 got us. A picnic table. A grill. A fire pit. A screened shelter. Yes, it looks as small as it is. Let me back up. Ha! When I saw these shelters, I thought, oh my gosh, there won't even be a table on it. But, you know, they had showed a picture of one that had a table. So I thought, okay, we'll have a table. No table. And I tell you right now, folks, I have never roughed it like this before. And these are open screens. They're not windows. Open screens. There's a lake out there. Now we've got vents on every screen except the side of the lake. But we had tons of blankets. So I've got to set up with a little bedding. And hopefully I won't freeze. No table. A tiny little storage shack. But we do have lighting and a porch light and electricity here with a fire extinguisher and a broom. Now I'm going to tell you right now, I've never done anything like this. And this is like Okay, I guarantee you, what you see on my body right now isn't coming off until I get home. Plus, I've got extra socks packed and sweatpants. Guess who's putting on the extra socks and sweatpants before she goes to bed? On top of what I've got on. It is 40 degrees right now, and only going to get colder as it gets darker. Wow. So, this is the intro to the start of an awesome video for you all. Tomorrow, we're going to hit the trails. And because we're roughing it, I've got all day to show you around. So, I'll see you tomorrow. Good morning. Yep, this is how I look. Trying to keep warm. I had all 3 hoods on my head covered up to the top. I ended up having to rough it out in the car. I've got to make the bedding a little better. When hubby would turn over, somehow the blankets would get moved around and then I would freeze. It frosted hard last night. That's the tour of the bathroom, the restroom, the showers. Makes it nice for camping. Now you get on out of here so I can get ready and get started for the day. I've got trails to show you. Okay, I'm not too awful scary now. Don't answer that. Anyway, let me show you what we're going to be doing here. Okay, this here is the trail system. And we are down here. And there is a trail that's going along the lake here. So this is what we're going to be doing right now. And then later, after my meal, I'm going to show you off to the other ones. So let's get started here. As I was saying yesterday, these little shacks are $36 a night. And on top of you renting the shack, it's still the fee for entering the park. So if you've got the pass, then you're good. But now, I also found out that if you book it online, it kind of poses a small problem. Pardon me for a moment. I am pulling out my hand guard. Okay, that way I can hold the phone better. Anyway, if you book it online and you've got a pass, unless you've got everything connected on your account, you will be charged ahead of time. But you go into the ranger's office and they take care of that, and you get your 14 back, or your 7, or however many. Anyway, the trail goes on down this way, but let me show you this before we go on. Oh boy, oh, it's so cold, it's so cold. Yes, it is so cold. But it's supposed to warm up into the 50s today, so anyway, look at that. And I guess it's a fishing dock. According to the diagram on the map. Anyway, the trail goes on out this way. So let's go out here and see how far it goes, and then we'll go in the opposite direction. My video phone is over a year old, and I could put it on charge and it fully charges, but when I take it off of the charging cord, it completely dies. I mean, it goes right dead. The cold is zapping the old battery, so I'm actually going to have to get the battery replaced. It's good for warmer days, I assume, but this cold. So I'm using my phone to get this to you all, but that's just fine. It works all the same. As you can tell, the trail is all natural, really not made up or anything. They left it as natural as possible. That's how these state parks work. It's like if you're gonna have a fire, you have to buy firewood. You are not allowed to gather the wood on the premises. And that's somewhat of a pain in the keister when you could do it free. But, you know, the rule is the rule. And I'm sure not going to go against it. I don't want to be charged a fine and then refused to ever be allowed to enter a state park again. I love coming to these places. They are beautiful and gorgeous and wonderful to explore. Anyway, this is in Mineral Wells, Texas. Once again, it is Lake Mineral Wells State Park and Trailway. I don't know if I'll be able to find the Trailway or not. I'm gonna try. But we've got us another pier out there. Let's continue on here. They've got a blue marker, so the trail does go on. Here's some more shelters. So, the way it is, like, they've got these screened shelters, and then they've got a campsite that you can use, like an RV or a tent. And they've got some trails that you can use, that you can also bike or ride horseback. And then they've got other trails that's foot traffic only. Right now we are on the foot traffic only. The trail that you can bike and ride horse is over 7 miles, I think is what I read. And then this is only like 2 point something. So not quite sure. Yep, it's still going on. It pretty well goes along the lake. I'm actually wearing treaded boots. Hey, compliments of my mother-in-law. She had invested in them when she went to go visit her brother, and didn't wear them no more and gave them to me. They're like brand new and they're greatly treaded, so makes it good for walking. Okay, it looks like the trail perhaps ends here because once again there's the shelters, and so we'll get a good view of the lake here. All right, I'll be back with you. So, how do I feel about roughing it in the cold? Well, okay, believe it or not, I kind of feel like a kid, adventurous about it, but at the same time, I'm struggling with it. I am very sensitive to the cold compared to a lot of others. So, but other than that, I'm enjoying this. And I can only imagine how I would feel if we would have come here like in the warmer temperatures, like in the 70s, when the temperatures would get down to like the 60s for night or something. And that's what I recommend these shelters for, around that time when the temperatures are like in the lower 80s and when it gets like around 60s at night, because where they are open like that, it does make them very cold, unless of course you've got like a heated blanket and blow up mattress and several blankets for that and everything, you know, just really prepared. Other than that, I'm having fun. I am. So anyway, I am on my way around to another trail, and I will show you more of it when I get to it. I am hiking, trying to find the one campsite that's got the other trail, and I've been going quite a ways. They've got this quite a ways up here. It wouldn't be much of a drive itself, but walking it, one thing for sure, I'm getting my cardio in today, definitely. According to my Fitbit, about 15 minutes ago, I'd already hiked 5 miles. It's going to be interesting to see what I do by the time I'm finished here. Anyway, I wasn't able to do any exercises because it's a cement floor. It's ice cold. So there goes the planks and everything. And I'd even brought my dumbbells. And I wasn't able to do a complete journey vlog yesterday because my phone was dead. And I couldn't do it on this one. So my journey vlog, I will do a finish tomorrow evening on it, which will be Thursday evening. I'll do an afterthought overall on what I had done on this trip and just do it like that. So anyway, I'll get back with you when I see the trail. Okay, here we are at the Cross Timbers Trail, and it felt like I walked forever to get here, but I'm here. So on this big trail here, you're allowed biking, hiking, horseback riding, and your pets on a leash. Of course, no campfires and no motorcycles. Here is the trail map. And over here is the trail to the primitive camping area, which is 2.5 miles. Now it says that there are some steep grades along this trail, and according to the map, it's that tiny little dot right there, and you can get to the pedestrian or to the the horse and biking trail at 2 points, 3 points. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go down this way until I get to the other trail, and then I'm going to take it on out on the big trail, which is the big dots, and follow it on back to here. So let's get started. We'll go on ahead down the primitive trail for now, and then we'll crossways onto the bigger trail when we get to that crossway. So you'll be watching my steps here. Also have to watch out for low limbs. They really did make this place as natural as possible. Now apparently they did do a little bit of work for the biking and horsing trail, but these regular foot trails are very natural. Hardly any work done to them at all to make them a walking trail. I did go out the other way on the trail that followed the lake, but this phone right here had dropped down to 8%, so I had to let it charge. So therefore I wasn't able to film the other side. The trail did change terrain from extremely rocky to a little smooth, and once again it was pretty natural, and the view was spectacular at the lake. It was just gorgeous. I do wish that this phone hadn't gone down, but there's no way I can do it on the video phone. I am having to do it here on my regular cell phone, and I'm having to be very careful how I step here. It did say, so I'm having to watch it, and you're getting to watch it. You're getting to watch it with me. But anyway, yeah, I'm sorry I didn't get footage of the opposite direction of that trail, but I did get this phone charged up while I hiked it, and then I ate. So I should be able to get some decent footage, but I'm not going to wear it out. I want to utilize the battery as much as possible. So as you can see here, this is a very rocky terrain on the primitive trail, and when I get to the biking horsing trail, I will get right back with you. Okay, I have finally reached the biking horsing trail, so I will be taking it from here on out. The primitive hiking trail was extremely stony, very stony. I'm not going to hike on out that way, but now I'm going to go on ahead and hike this way, and you can tell there's definitely been horses. There are horseshoe prints. Oh, I wish I knew how to ride a horse. This would be kind of nice. Of course, you'd have to be careful how you do your horse at all times, because you don't want to lame it. But yeah, so this definitely is a more simpler trail, so to speak. It is heavy laid, with sand and gravel. You could tell, other than like the rock bed, just heavy laid with it. Kind of feel, as you step on it, you can kind of feel almost the sense of sinking up in it, so to speak. But I am sure that is to protect the horses, keep them from spraining an ankle, so to speak. So it just creates a softness for the horses. I mean, you might as well take care of your horse. They're expensive. And you don't want to shoot it and put it down. So yeah, take good care of the horse. I know they're tough enough, but you never want to take a chance. And I guarantee you, the primitive trail and the trail that goes around the lake by the shelter are very rough terrain. I would never want to take a horse through there. And it's a good thing they're not allowed. But this right here, yeah, this is definitely suitable. And it's a little easier on my feet. Even though I'm wearing good boots that's got great tread, I don't think they're necessarily hiking boots, but they are winter boots with good tread in case, you know, there'd be ice and snow. But hiking boots, they don't really have the sole for that. But that's no problem. I can invest in some good insoles and then they'll be more cushiony. So, this place also has an amphitheater and it's got a trail that's got rock climbing on it. I'm hoping to be able to get to it and show clips, but it's already getting late, so I don't know if I'm going to even get to that. But there is also lots of fishing spots, lots and lots of fishing spots. So, yeah, they pretty well thought of everything. The Trailway is a depot. It's a store where you can buy the firewood because you can't gather firewood from the park itself. You have to buy it. But if it happens that the store is closed, then there is just a couple miles from the park plenty of restaurants, gas stations, and a Walmart. So you're not out in the middle of nothing. When I went to Mission Tejas, I tell you, there was nothing for miles. Just ranch and houses. No stores, no restaurants, no gas stations for miles. You had to make sure that you've already ate or had some food in the car and a full tank. 'Cause it is nothing. Nothing there but that park and road. But this, yep, you've actually got a little town right next to it. So you've got some conveniences, which is awesome. Very awesome. As it happens, when I went to the office yesterday to make sure to get my $14 back, because when you book online for reservation, unless your account is linked with your park pass, they go on ahead and charge you whatever fee is for that park. And so I had to go into the office and let them swipe my card and get get me to sign a slip saying that I was getting a refund on the park pass because I had a card. So anyway, I'd asked about the firewood, and the store was closed, she said, but there was a Walmart. So yep, sure enough, I got some charcoal and firewood. So yeah. Anyway, if I see any POIs, I will give it to you. I'll get back with you after a while. Bear with me, guys. There's a big flock of those, and I have no clue what they are. Very large ringed birds and beautiful white. Sorry I can't get a better visual for you. I'm wanting you to notice the terrain here. So like we do have different kinds of trees. There's a lot of oak here. A whole lot of oak, but there has also been some, not many, juniper trees. The ground kind of puts you in mind of a dry desert type area. The terrain has changed variably throughout the trails, from extremely rocky, very large boulders to smoother, almost like this, and even smoother than that. So it happens that the northern part of Texas has got a good variety of terrain at all as well. Kind of like a good mix between the western side and the eastern side. The eastern side is more soft country. The western side is more like desert country. So the northern part right here in Mineral Wells, Texas, kind of has a good mix of both. It is very beautiful here at this park, and you could tell that they really don't mess with it that much, other than to just basically keep up with the bathrooms and stuff. But as far as it goes with the nature, they pretty well let nature do what nature's got to do. There had been several fallen trees that I had to step over. But now I'm sure that if there's a tree that's literally causing a problem, they would saw it out. But if you're able to cross over it, then no problem, yeah. So, yes, I think there's also a lot of this hay-like. So this park is very, very beautiful. Among many parks that I have showed you so far, on the whole part, these parks are basically the same. You know, you find yourself a park that's got trail. But what makes them all different is their terrain, the way that their trails run, or rather it's just a grassy area that they mowed, or if it's a purposefully made trail, or, and then you get to see the beauty of nature, the untouched part. And this right here, it reminds me of back home in Kentucky, the grassy fields, and they would be great for a home. Or maybe at one time you could imagine that there was a home. Maybe, you can let your imagination work on these, and it's very beautiful land. Very beautiful. Right down to the reeds. They're just beautiful. And I admire it. I love taking these kind of walks because I love being out in nature. I always did. Even when it was snowed out, I would take a hike up into the hills with the snow. I'd have to climb on all fours to get up the hillside. And my destination was always my uncle's mine, what he was killed in. But nonetheless, I done it. It was exciting to me. So I am a rocking, adventurous person. I love seeing things like this. It captivates me. And I absolutely love taking yous along with me. This is for everybody who can't come here to these different places or can't hike these different places. This is for you all to see. And who knows, it would turn out sometime that one of yous could come to one of these parks that I talk about. And that would be awesome. Then you could see what I see and enjoy what I've enjoyed. It's definitely been worth it. I'll get back with you after a while. This has been a pretty long trek for me. I had found a map where the trail is actually color coded, and I didn't pay any attention to that before. And so I'm actually still on the black trail, but there's also a green trail, orange trail, yellow trail, maroon trail, and I'm wanting to get to all of it, but as it happens, if I was to take every bit of that, I don't think I'd make it back to the shelter. I've already walked 8 miles. That's including the walk along the lake. It was along the shelters, but that's still a lot of walk. That right there is an extra 3 miles. And it's supposed to be like an 11-mile trail or something, but I understand. So it would go on forever. And I gotta make sure to get back to the shelter before dark, which is a long walk back. So guess I'm just gonna loop around through the black and let it be at that. I'm gonna end up missing a lot of footage for you guys, and I hate that. I really hate that, but that is what it is. The downside with me finding these parks with the long trails, I can't get all the footage for you because they're like too long for me to hike. Or today I got an early start, but I also had to eat. So, and then going down that primitive trail, I had to take my time. I couldn't just quickly walk it, you know, I would have twisted my ankle or something. And I can't do that. So, I'm just going to show you some of this footage here, and y'all enjoy the hike. At least you get to see what different terrain the trail takes. It goes from hard gravel to back to dirt, and I went through some really soft sand, really soft sand, and then I went through a sandy place that was hard, where it apparently had rained and then got cold and dried that way. So, still on the hiking, biking, horsing trail, and it's still the black trail. I really wanted to take the orange, then the maroon, then the yellow, end up back on the black. But, oh well, that's how that ball bounces. That's how things go. Unfortunately. But hey, I'm still showing it to you. And I've given you at least the lowdown of the park. And it would be worth coming and checking out. It would. What I see on the map, it's really not that big of a park, but yet it's got a very big park or trail system, which is cool for people who likes to hike, or in this case bike and do horse. Yeah, they're very good trails, long trails to take. So this is all good. It's all good. I'm still getting something for y'all. I do want to make it worth your view. And sometimes I just don't do that. I don't make it worth your view. I'm very sorry. I'm very sorry. Just enjoy the hike. At least I'm the one that's doing all the work, huh? Not you all. Just me. Okay. So you go out that way, and it's the black. And you go out this way, and it's the black. Guess we've already reached the loop. So, alrighty then. I don't exactly know where I missed any of the colors, but then I've had to keep my eyes down a lot too to watch where I step. Maybe a colored trail will pop up soon. That would make me feel good. Then I would see that at least I was in the right direction, which I'm pretty sure I was anyway. But I could be wrong. Sometimes I get turned around when I look at a map. supposed to be seeing some boundaries. And so far, I've ran into, this is the second boundary, the second property boundary. I won't be able to do the other colored trails anyway, honestly. I'm getting worn out. And I do still have to make it to the car. So, it's a good thing. I'm just going to loop the black trail that heads right back out. So, that way I make time for the darkness and for the cooling down and for the energy that's left in my body. Oh boy, I'm gonna get in so much better shape, just really be able to hike, so I can really get you in some great views. But alas, I'm not up to that yet. But by the time I get back to the car, to the shelter, I probably will have hiked possibly around 12 miles or so. It will be my longest hike yet. If I remember, I may share that with you tomorrow, Thursday evening, on my afterthought on my journey vlog. Something to go down in my history book of accomplishments. So anyway, I'll get right back with you after a while. Okay, I actually looped the black. I am back onto the asphalt heading down toward the shelter, which is going to be like another 1.5 miles. But I have made it for the before darkness and before it's gotten too cold. And hubby will be relieved of that. Unfortunately, I didn't see the other colored trails, but that's perfectly okay. I just saw the park ranger, one of them, and I told him that next time I reserve here, I'm going to be sure to hit the other colored trails, and then maybe I can get some more video for y'all. So I'm going to hurry up and get right back down to the shelter. I'll see you there. Here we are. I'm back at the shack. Got a nice little fire pit going here. Feels good on my legs. And it pretty well makes the end of our camping. Tomorrow morning we're going to be leaving early. And so, yeah. Despite of me being cold, The majority of the time I've greatly enjoyed myself. Please excuse my hair. I had to have the hoodie on all day because the wind was kind of rough. So I just the same as got cap hair, but that's okay. Don't matter. I'm roughing it, right? Anyway, I hope that you have enjoyed this special video, and I love you guys. You all are special to me. You all have a great day.